Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Exeter. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron with you, getting set for the 2026 NHIAA Girls Lacrosse Division II State Championship game. Here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network. Winnacunnet and Hanover. Two teams have had the same goal all season. We'll start with the Warriors. Winnacunnet, they did it last year. 2025 D2 state champions. Competitive this season with a 15-3 mark, good enough for the number 2 seed in the tournament. They arrive hot as well, winners of 5 straight. Most recently, an 11-6 victory in the semifinal over Goffstown. For Hanover, a bit of a Cinderella story. Successful campaign during the regular season, 10-6. It's good enough for the 5 seed. Had to battle on the road in the quarterfinals. They topped Oyster River 14-9, and then upset the top seed Timberlane in a thriller, 12-11, the final score back on Saturday. So Hanover, the Bears, under head coach Sarah Martin, looking for their first state championship in a decade. They last did it back in 2016. So Winnacunnet, with Glenn McKenzie at the helm, the head coach, looking for back-to-back state titles. Hanover looking for their first since 2016. This one also a rematch from back in late May. That was a blowout win for Winnacunnet, 19-6, the final score there. That game played back on May the 27th. So, Hanover looking for a better effort this time around, and Winnacunnet looking for business as usual, looking to cap off a back-to-back state title. Kind of an interesting makeup when you look at the Hanover roster. No seniors on this squad. Heavy junior class, 10 juniors, 2 sophomores, and 6 freshmen. Winnacunnet, a little more traditional, 5 seniors, 5 juniors, 9 sophomores, and 3 freshmen. So as we get set for this one, what do we watch for? Kristen, give us some keys both ways for both the Warriors and the Bears.
Yeah, so for the Warriors, defending champions, they're led by McKinley Fowler on attack. She's just a really athletic player who, looks like we're going to break for the anthem here. We'll be back.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The Tomahawks prepare players to compete at the highest level, providing access to the best regional and national tournaments for maximum exposure. More than 1,000 alumni have gone on to compete at the collegiate level, including the ACC, Big Ten, Big East, Ivy, Patriot, NESCAC, NE10, and more. At the New Hampshire Tomahawks, players train with the same coaches and teammates, building elite skill, chemistry, leadership, and confidence. Every session combines high-level, position-specific instruction for all positions. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18 with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18, and spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
The officials for tonight's contest: referee Sarah Rack, the umpire Gary Long, umpire Michael Crosby, and maintaining the bench Stephanie Johnson.
All right, getting set for the start of this Division II state championship. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron. You were giving us some keys there, Kristen, before the national anthem.
Yes, McKinley Fowler, an impressive player for the Warriors. Also have some other top athletes in Elle Emery, Molly Houlihan, and Annika Jakes. And then for Hanover, like you mentioned, no seniors, really strong junior class, led by Cassidy Laufman on the attack in midfield. And then two standout freshmen in Sally Gaughan and Claire Higgins will look to make an impact today.
Goaltenders, how about a freshman in net? Rainey Fisher getting the start here in the championship for Hanover. And on the other side for Winnacunnet is the sophomore Benton Lyford. So two youngsters in net tonight. Does that play a factor?
I mean, it's great experience to get early. You know, almost if it's your first time here, you don't even know to be nervous necessarily. So, I think that they'll both be playing with nothing to lose.
Elle Amory, one of the 5 seniors for Winnacunnet, committed to Skidmore in the draw circle for the Warriors. 3 officials: Sarah Rack, Gary Wong, Michael Crosby. 3 of the better officials statewide. Cassidy Laufman, the aforementioned junior, wins the face-off for Hanover, and the Bears in their road maroon jerseys with the white lettering and white numbers. They're going to head right to left in this first quarter. The entire field here at Bill Ball Stadium is in the shade. The lights are on and becoming more and more necessary as we head towards sundown on the seacoast. A hot day in the area today. Earlier, Portsmouth in the Division I championship won their 3rd straight title. They beat Sauhegan by a score of 10-6. Temperature at game time then was 90 degrees. Still close to 80 here as we move toward the 8 o'clock hour. First minute, first quarter, first possession for Hanover. 2 Bear players behind the cage. And cycled here to the near side. Laufman, goal line extended, draws a slide and draws a whistle.
Yeah, Laufman playing aggressive early on, fights for that shooting space call. So this is something that you look to do as an attacker. You want to dodge hard, and even if you don't have the lane, you attempt that. You look like you're attempting that shot. That pump fake can draw you the foul and put you on the line. But she's got a tougher angle here, so we'll see what she opts to do.
Laufman goes right to the cage and gets knocked down near the crease. Collision from behind there. The Winnacunnet defender is Taylor Burness, the senior.
So it puts her back on the same line. So she can either choose to try and fight to get the inside again or pull it out for a teammate. And I like that choice by Laufman.
Maeve Bradley, 2 defenders in the area. On the doorstep, tough angle shot, and Lyford may have gotten a piece. That fires up the Warrior fans, and now on the clear attempt, there's contact along the near sideline as Olive Needham, one of the sophomores, was hit from behind. Warriors complete the clear. McKinley Fowler, the aforementioned junior, headed to Youngstown State. Pulls up short here for Winnacunnet. Warriors on their first possession, 2.5 gone by. Hoping to strike first here in the first quarter. Catch, stop, to her left, slide, short pass, nowhere to go. Back near side for Emery. Emery against Laufman. Laufman doing a good job shutting down any pass options. Finally gets it away to her left. Fowler takes over.
Winnacunnet offensively has strong off-ball movement right now. If you look at this set, very busy. So we've got the feed to the inside.
That one caught some pipe.
Yeah, pipe early for McKinley Fowler, but I like that aggressive take early in the game. She'll keep shooting. She'll get that next one.
Meanwhile, Emery is double teamed. Aggressive team defense here from Hanover. The officials say some contact there, and we'll have a restart. Warriors got it done convincingly back in late May. Less than 2 weeks ago, they beat Hanover 19-6. The Bears may be a different team since then, more confident after taking out top seed Timberlane in the semis. Ball comes out. The freshman goalie is there, Fisher, to clean up the mess, and Hanover has possession in their own end.
Hanover played with high pressure in that first defensive opportunity. They were just a thorn in Winnacunnet's side. They were loud, and they moved well despite Winnacunnet's off-ball movement.
Is that the case where sometimes if you're on the attack and the defense is, let's say, extra vocal, is that a little unsettling if you're an attacker?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just creates a little extra chaos down there. You know, if you're talking to your own teammates and you've got someone screaming your ear off,
right,
certainly has an effect.
Meanwhile, 4.5 gone by in this opening quarter. Both teams kind of feeling each other out here as Loftman is to lower that right shoulder, making a move to her left. Warrior defense hangs tough and regroup. Now a one-on-one, goal line extended. Bradley gets the step, bouncing shot, score. The junior Maeve Bradley. Pretty good move to get herself open there, beats the goaltender, and it's 1-0 Bears.
Bradley gets the scoring party started. So Hanover opts for an isolation, and they stack most of the rest of their attackers down low, which forces Winnacunnet to make a decision who is going to be the one to slide the ball. And by stacking low, your natural inclination as a defender is you're watching your player. So your head has to be on a swivel looking at that dodger and knowing and communicating who is going to slide to her. But Bradley takes advantage of that open lane.
1-0. Bradley, one of 10 juniors for Hanover. Loftman hoping to ride the momentum for the Bears in the draw circle, going up against Emery. High bounce, and Emery almost had it. Pokes it away from her counterpart Loftman and gets a whistle. So Winnacunnet has it. Emily Arlington, one of the 9 sophomores for Coach McKenzie. Good ground ball there as we approach the midway point first quarter. Warriors looking to tie the game on their second possession. A little bit of room here, close quickly. Shot, score, comes from a crowd. Well, a determined McKinley Fowler somehow found enough space to get that shot off. Wasn't easy. We're tied at 1.
That's exactly what you expect from McKinley Fowler, a determined player. She fights through 4 defenders to find the cage and then just has so much power behind their shot. Even though she shot it stick side high, it had enough zip to it to beat Fisher.
So a strike from Hanover answered very quickly, just 36 seconds later by Winnacunnet's McKinley Fowler. Good crowd on hand, almost as big as the D1 crowd. Most of the seats taken here on the near side in the bleachers, with the allegiance split down the middle for the most part. The Hanover fans made quite the drive, basically across the state. They're supporting the Bears wearing maroon apparel, and it's kind of a blackout night, it looks like, behind the Warrior bench. A lot of the students hanging over the fence wearing black. We're 6 minutes in, midway through the first quarter, 1-1 our score. Hanover looks to get back to work here. It's Claire Higgins, one of 6 freshmen for the Bears. Now Loftman cut off, tries her luck back to the left, lost the ball, but took a shot. The stick extended there by the defender, Arlington, leads to the whistle.
One of the things I like about this Hanover program is it doesn't matter how much experience you have. If you can play, you can play. They're going to put you in there. And so, Higgins having that confidence as just a freshman to get in there and be an impact player, just speaks to the coaching staff as well, the confidence that they instill in their team.
Meanwhile, this one is dunked home by Loftman, who went right to the rack, waited, it looked like, till the last moment to release that one. A wise decision. Beats the goaltender up top, but it's 2-1 Hanover.
We're going to see Cassidy Loftman all night be a leader for this offense. She's a true two-way midi, so she's equally as a strong attacker as she is a defender. But she's the type of player where if you need a goal, if you need someone to make it happen, you give the ball to Cassidy Loftman.
So the free position shot puts Hanover back in front 2-1. First 5 minutes were scoreless. The last minute and a half, seen 3 total goals. Both attacks getting loose. This one goes skyward. Takes a high bounce, and there's Emery. Pulls it in over the left shoulder. Winnacunnet moving left to right, looking to tie the game. Third possession for the Warriors. What are we looking at here defensively from Hanover?
So both teams have opted for a man-to-man defense. So Hanover is hanging back, more so playing in tighter defensively on the 8-meter, which means their help is nearby. So if they need to slide, they are never too far away.
Shot comes on the run, ends up about a foot wide and out of bounds. Heads up play by Hanover's Campbell McCorkle to win the foot race. Meanwhile, the officials will stop things here and replace the ball. Didn't like that, apparently.
Yeah, it looks like official Sarah noticed maybe an old ball was stuck on the end line from a previous game or the warm-up. So good, clean game ball.
3 officials on the field, 1 along the sidelines as a backup. Stat quo for the tournament games.
Steph Johnson, who's on her second game of the night in the box.
Right. Short pass will complete the clear, but it's a tight sideline. Sage Farger, the junior, able to stay inbounds. And Loftman off the bounce pass has the defender on her. Quick restart. She'll stop. Hook up with Higgins. And the Bears are back in business, working on a 2-1 lead here with now 4 minutes to go first quarter.
So Hanover, again, playing settled to start. They're getting their touches in. They're working it around.
Out front, shot, score. It's Higgins. The assist from Loftman. And Hanover executing right now on the attack. They've got a 3-1 lead.
They most definitely are. They look like they're just playing calm, like they've been here before.
Right.
Even though, they're approaching a near 10-year drought without a state championship, you couldn't tell. They are playing like they belong, stringing together things seamlessly on the attack.
Their last title came in 2016. And again, a very young team, no seniors, 6 freshmen, a couple sophomores, and 10 juniors under head coach Sarah Martin. Hanover 10-6 during the regular season. Good enough to earn the number 5 seed. Quarterfinal road win against Oyster River, and then an upset victory over top seed Timberlane in the semis. Loftman is going to win this for Hanover. Bears have got numbers if they want them. Going to slow down instead on the goal line extension and work now behind the cage. Pass out in front is dropped. The goaltender, Lyford, from one knee, able to scoop from the crease, and the Warriors have it.
I like Hanover playing faster in that set. Sometimes it's advantageous to settle in, get your touches, but playing fast in a championship-type game can really leave a defense vulnerable.
Meanwhile, speaking of defense, how about the ride here for Hanover? They force a turnover, and they're back on the attack with inside of 3 minutes to play in this opening quarter.
They're doing near everything right to start this game. If I'm Coach Martin, I like what I see are winning draw controls, good looks on the offense. They're communicating well on defense and then causing turnovers in the ride.
Meanwhile, Higgins wants a one-on-one. They're going to clear it out. Good effort here by the defender. That's Taylor Burness. Pass and shot ends up wide. It'll stay here at this end.
I like that take because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You dodge hard, and once you have that pressure, you move the ball to the next open player. That's what you have to do. Dodge hard, move the ball, and you'll find an opening. So even though that one didn't fall, they should keep doing that.
Meanwhile, the freshman Lexi Fox with a brief touch. 2 players behind the cage now, including Casey Wilkinson, the junior. Here's Joya Collins. Collins able to sneak that one inside the near pipe. Beats Lyford to make it 4-1 Hanover. Well, they brought the fans with them from the other side of the state. A lot of them are actually wearing pink behind the Hanover bench. They're on their feet, loving the start from the Bears, 4-1.
Joya Collins has a smart play there. So typically when when an attacker rolls the crease, they're trying to get topside above that defender. But Joya Collins feels that her defender is ready to stay underneath. And she actually pumps the brakes. She stops her feet before she really gets topside and catches the goalie, Lyford, just a little bit off guard. So we'll see again here. She rolling the crease, stops her feet, and shoots back where she came from rather than trying to get topside. So a smart play and something that Lyford wasn't ready for.
Yeah. Well, take a look at Coach Martin inside that Hanover huddle. Her team has looked crisp on the attack. The defense has forced a couple of turnovers. They got a free position shot to go their way. Seems like the Stars aligning at least through the first 10 minutes of the game.
And one thing that we just saw in the previous Division I state championship game is that the team that had a harder semifinal game came out stronger to start the game. So, Sauhegan, who won an overtime victory, they came out with a 2-0 lead. Hanover has been tested all season long. You said that 10-6 record.
A lot of close games, yeah.
A lot of close games. And then they upset the number 1 seed. They've been scrappy this entire season, so they're going to do nothing less than that same thing to come out of the game versus Winnacunnet, who's had many more lopsided wins, and they're used to playing ahead. So this is a true test for them in this championship game, playing 3 goals behind.
Both teams with win streaks coming into tonight. We mentioned Winnacunnet, winners of 5 straight, including the 2 tournament victories. Hanover has strung together 3 straight wins. They won their regular season finale, beat Oyster River on the road, and then upset number 1 Timberlane in a very close game, to your point, 12-11. So the Bears, the number 5 seed, they're out in front of number 2 seed and defending champion Winnacunnet, 4-1. Just over 2 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Coach McKenzie probably did the right thing there. Call a timeout. His team has given up 3 straight. See if the Warriors can refocus coming out of the timeout. Not going to happen here. A whistle goes against. Oh, no, it went against Hanover. It's Winnacunnet possession, excuse me. Arlington, though, triple teamed, has to go back across midfield with a pass. And now Molly Houlihan trying to find an angle near the sideline, runs past the Hanover bench, crosses the 30. And the Warriors can breathe a bit here with 90 seconds remaining in this opening frame.
Molly Houlihan trusted to clear that one over the 30. Multi-sport athlete, committed to play soccer at Southern Maine. You want to have those athletic defenders that you can trust in the clear, because as much as it is optimal to zip the ball around the field and make those long transition passes, sometimes that's just not reality, and you need someone who can just run the ball over the line.
Final minute, first quarter. Warriors have not had too many opportunities on this end of the field. The time of possession battle, so to speak, has been favoring Hanover so far.
It has. And Hanover, though, defensively, they're not giving them much room to work. Like I said, they're sagged in, playing tight to the 8. And so if you try to dodge on this type of defense, you're just met with traffic.
Meanwhile, a save there by Fisher. Tough angle shot there. Goal line extended as we take a look at the replay. Ariana Rizzo, the sophomore, tried to sneak that one in, but Fisher was ready. That's her first save here. Meanwhile, final 10 seconds, and Hanover going to turn it over in their own end. The Warrior Ride going to have to race the clock here. 5 seconds. Up top, it's Fowler. Fowler, backdoor, won't get home. As this one, we hear the horn, and we are through 1 quarter of play here in Exeter. Fast start for Hanover. The Bears, Cinderella story of the tournament, with a 4-1 lead over the defending champs. Does Winnacunnet respond? We find out. Second quarter. On the other side, you are watching the 2026 NHIAA Girls Lacrosse Division II State Championship game. Here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, we're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18, and spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Hanover off to a hot start through 12 minutes of action. A 4-1 lead over Winnacunnet. The Bears, the number 5 seed, had a slight advantage there on the draw circle. Got goals from 4 different goal scorers in that first quarter and held Winnacunnet to just 1 goal of their own. Nick Anastas along with Kristen Cameron. 2026 NHIAA Girls Lacrosse Division II State Championship game here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. We're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network. What were some of the things that Hanover was able to do successfully in that first quarter?
They played as a team. They really did. From the draw controls to the ball movement offensively, to communication defensively. Everything looked like they were working together as really a cohesive unit on both ends of the field.
Yeah. Face-off. Going to take a roll, and there's Loftman, who has been active for Hanover. Chased from behind there and shoved as she crosses the goal line. Got a restart coming. It's the official Gary Wong who blew the whistle. Earlier tonight, Portsmouth got the job done. They outlast Souhegan 10-6 to win their 3rd straight Division I state championship. Congratulations to the Clippers. Meanwhile, Loftman, 1 goal to her credit. The junior is double-teamed after the whistle. No shot there. Wisely pulls it out.
That's just a smart play, and it demonstrates a high lacrosse IQ. You don't want to force something like that. We've seen officials in this championship series looking for that offensive charge call, so when she's met with that traffic, she pulls it out smartly, but a turnover for the Bears sends the Warriors on the attack.
Good anticipation there by the defender, Emily Arlington, who comes up with the clear for Winnacunnet after coming away with the interception. So Warriors back to work. Shots have been few and far between here against this Bears defensive unit.
Yeah, the Bears noticeably, they've got their sticks up on defense. They have field presence. They are ready to knock down passes, deny cutters. They're really just taking up space in, not just the way that they're, holding their sticks up, but they are being physical as well when they're met with that offensive player.
And the communication has been there as well. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can hear it all the way up here.
2 minutes in. Got a one-on-one here near side. Arlington make that Rizzo. Nowhere to go. Bodied up here by Sage Farher. It was played well. Winnacunnet, the defending champs, the number 2 seed after a 15-3 regular season. Tournament wins over Merrimack and Goffstown. Backdoor shot, score. It's a tough pass over the top of the defense. Hannah Curtin, one of 3 Winnacunnet freshmen, able to find the back of the net, and it's 4-2 Hanover.
The freshman Curtin with a move that makes her look like a veteran. She catches the ball inside. She's got her stick up high, so it wasn't a perfect pass, but she's able to find it, reel it in, and then finish high over Fisher for a much-needed goal for the Warriors.
Comes with 2.5 gone by, second quarter. Hanover. They scored first. 5 minutes into the game, Maeve Bradley. Quick answer from Winnacunnet's McKinley Fisher tied the game at 1. And then Hanover ends the first quarter with 3 straight. Cassidy Loppin, Claire Higgins, and Joya Collins. Warriors looking to ride the momentum. They get a draw win. Now we'll look for back-to-back goals here on this upcoming trip.
The Warriors starting to string some things together after that goal. They've got a draw control win. And sometimes momentum is all you need to get things going.
Testing the waters is Arlington from up top. Emery. Fowler back to Emery. More one-on-one. Trying to find a crease is Arlington. Split dodge, though, was squeezed shut. Fowler reverses direction, had it poked loose from behind, and we get a whistle. Good idea by the defender, Pauline Rudd. Looking for a back check, but goes over the shoulder there, as we see on the replay.
Yes, what the officials are looking for there is just that motion was toward the body. So check in toward the body, puts Fowler on the line, who's able to cash in.
Second goal for McKinley Fowler. The second free position goal as well for the Warriors. And Winnacunnet has climbed back within 1 at 4-3.
That break between quarters for the Warriors was really key for them to reset. You come in as pretty heavy favorite into this game. You have expectations of the way that you want to play, of the outcome that you want, and sometimes you're just thinking too far ahead. They've now settled back in. They're playing their version of their game, and we've got a close one.
Warriors looking for back-to-back Division II championships. They beat Merrimack Valley in this spot a year ago. Another face-off win for Winnacunnet. And now a spin move here from Annika Jacques. Junior midfielder headed to Framingham State. Draws contact. Now Jacques is jammed up, but a late whistle will keep it with Winnacunnet. And now 4 minutes gone by, second quarter.
Crowd starting to get into it. Hearing Seems as though they thought that was a controversial call, but the refs are going to keep this clean, keep it safe. Especially the refs are looking to call those fouls in transition that are slowing down the game. Fastest game on 2 feet can't be fast if we're causing those fouls.
Fowler backdoor to Rizzo, and we are tied at 4. Ariana Rizzo makes it 3 straight for Winnacunnet, and now a timeout is called by Hanover.
Yeah, good connection there between Fowler and Rizzo. Again, just a heads-up play, finding Rizzo there on the inside. 3-goal run for the Warriors is enough for Coach Martin to say, I want to take a pause, talk to my team, and reset.
Well, you mentioned it. Perhaps the end of quarter break almost served as an additional timeout for Winnacunnet there to regroup, refocus, and the difference through the first 4.5 minutes of this second quarter has been apparent.
Really has, and ever since the switch from halves to quarters, you see these teams get these extra touch points throughout the game to take a break, talk about things, and it makes the game better, having that ability to reset, to be coached, to talk about what's working, what's not.
You would have rather had it quarters as opposed to halves when you played?
Yeah, I think this is great. I think it's a great format. I mean, all of the improvements that have been made to the game, from self-start to the calling of green cards, especially to just keep the game faster. I think quarters is a nice change, and now mirrors the boys lacrosse format.
Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron. Championship Tuesday. Portsmouth beat Sauhegan in the D1 championship game. Here comes Winnacunnet after trailing 4-1 to begin this second quarter. They have tied Hanover here at 4. The Warriors, the number 2 seed, the defending champs, 15-3 during the regular season, and riding a 5-game win streak. Hanover, somewhat of a dark horse, had to do it on the road in the quarterfinal round as the 5 seed. They beat Oyster River 14-9 and then sent shockwaves through the state after posting a 12-11 victory over number 1 seed Timberlane to advance here today. Bears looking to do it for the first time in a decade. Their last state championship came back in 2016. And of course, the Warriors were victorious on this field nearly a full calendar year ago when they topped Merrimack Valley. All right, here we go. 4.5 gone by, second quarter. It's been a game of runs, 3 straight from Hanover to end the first quarter, 3 straight from Winnacunnet to begin this second quarter. Up in the air, Emory against Loftman. Whistle. The officials give this to Hanover.
It's likely there what happened is a Winnacunnet player stepped over that restraining line. So until an official calls possession, you have to remain behind the restraining lines. You're not released into that midfield area.
Meanwhile, that pass flew away from Loftman, landed out of bounds, turned back over to Winnacunnet. So the Warriors look to clear here right to left. Both teams' rides have been formidable in this first half. Here's Burness. The full head of steam coming around the corner, trying to find midfield via the sideline. Bumped out of bounds by the defender Collins. It stays with Winnacunnet. And there is the clear. Warriors looking for their first lead as we head towards the midway point, second quarter. Trailed by as many as 3, seemingly just moments ago. Seeking their 4th straight.
Again, we see the Warriors. They get it into the offensive end. They're working the ball around. They've really been liking some of this pass and go. So trying to dodge past the ball. We see really good ball movement results in a goal.
Addison McErlane, one of the 5 senior leaders for the Warriors, found herself open on the doorstep. And Winnacunnet has their first lead of the game at 5-4.
Yeah, McErlane, she's demonstrating that this is a team sport. And I think that's what Winnacunnet has done well in this second quarter is they've got a lot more players involved in the action. So that look from Elle Emery finds her teammate down low. And it's just good placement. So sometimes when those low attackers, they're really attempted. I call them roller skates. Roller skate toward that crease. But she holds her space so that she's in a position where she can just catch and shoot rather than catch the ball and figure out how do I get myself now in a position that I can shoot?
How about 4 goals in 3:23 for Winnacunnet? And they're going to keep momentum on their side as Emery comes up with a ground ball on the draw.
They may not have started fast, but they're certainly playing fast now.
It's been a tale of 2 quarters. Hanover a 4-1 lead after the first. Winnacunnet has scored 4 straight since. Draw whistle here. We've got a quick restart. Been a fun first half.
Again, Hanover on defense, playing in that man-to-man. They're not locking off the adjacent, so they are allowing the Warriors to move the ball.
Shot, score. Again, it's Rizzo, and again it comes from within a crowd. Able to sweep that stick towards the net. Goal number 2 for the sophomore 6'4" Winnacunnet.
Rizzo had Maeve Bradley right on her back, so what she does is she feels that pressure and she rolls back to her right hand where she can free her stick up to shoot that low to low, drops her hands and sneaks one around Fisher.
So Rizzo and Fowler have led the way on the attack for Winnacunnet, 2 goals apiece for the 2 juniors. So, no, Fowler a junior, Rizzo a sophomore.
Both products of the New Hampshire Tomahawks.
There you go. All right. If you're Coach Martin, you've already used 1 timeout here to try and stop this run. But suddenly, seems like the draw circle has gone Winnacunnet's way. They haven't had a possession in a while. They're going to get a whistle here on this draw, and it goes back to Winnacunnet.
Yeah, just another error in stepping in early. So a player there, the ref signaled, either stepped into the draw circle or over that restraining line early. Those are the kinds of turnovers you can't afford to have if you're the Bears.
5 minutes to play, first half.
I think so much of this is, just anxiousness. You're
Nerves?
ready on your toes. Yeah,
Nerves?
both of those can factor in here, especially, Hanover came out so strong and now you see this run that you haven't yet been able to stop. Certainly is going to affect the play.
Patient trip here for Winnacunnet. Double team on the ball. Pass goes back up top where it's dropped by Jacques. Jacques recovers. Warriors look to go back door. Another backhanded release. Shot and score for Rizzo. Hat trick time for the sophomore. Winnacunnet's lead continuing to grow. It's now 7-4.
Ariana Rizzo having a highlight reel type day. Look at this catch by the sophomore, and then she pulls off an impressive Twizzler to score that goal. So again, because she catches this coming around the left side of the crease in her right hand, she turns her stick over and shoots that backhanded. That's the kind of move that sometimes you think, let's practice a Twizzler, practice, work on your stick work. No, you can really use it in a game, and Rizzo just showed us how to.
Made it look easy. Meanwhile, 6 unanswered goals here. All in the second quarter from Winnacunnet.
Yeah, Coach Martin does have another timeout if she wants to use it. Use it or lose it. So 2 in the first half. So with 4 minutes remaining in a run that they haven't yet figured out how to stop. Wouldn't be a bad idea if this possession doesn't result in a goal. I'd think about using it.
A much needed draw victory. But Bradley is stripped from behind. A good play by Curtin. Curtin with the ground ball. Curtin is going to hook up now with Fowler, who does the rest, crossing midfield for the clear. 4 minutes to play in this first half. Warriors threatening to tack on another, which would be their 7th straight. Winnacunnet 15-3. During the regular season, head coach Glenn McKenzie really challenged his clubs with some of those games that you can schedule. A lot of D1 opponents, some out-of-state teams.
There are only 3 losses coming to Division I teams who were
Right.
all 3 in the Final Four.
Good point. Shot, score. Emery to Fowler. Fowler now has the hat trick. Warriors doubling up Hanover 8-4 on the heels of this monster run. 7 unanswered goals here in the second quarter.
Well, it's official that the Warriors woke up. McKinley Fowler with a great catch and finish on the feed from Emery. That's just picture perfect. It's exactly what you coach. Fowler does a nice job there. She catches and shoots on the run. So some mistakes that cutters make there is you catch and you stop your feet. No, she does it all on the move, which allows her to finish that one past Fisher with ease.
Meanwhile, the 7 goals have come within a span of just over 6 minutes. I'm going to give this to Loftman. Hanover with possession. Meanwhile, clock ticking down now towards 3 minutes remaining until halftime. Coming up at halftime, stats, highlights, analysis, full recap. We'll look back at that Division I state championship game, which was played earlier here tonight at Bill Ball Stadium between Portsmouth and Souhegan. All of that coming up at halftime. Hanover looking for their first goal of the second quarter. Trying to stop this Warrior run. We have a drop pass. We have a ground ball. And eventually it's secured by Hanover's Lexi Fox, one of 6 freshmen for the Bears.
Hanover needs this possession to go their way. I think a goal right now is just what will give them the confidence to claw their way back into this game. They showed us what they're capable of, but they've made some errors that are just giving them some difficulty.
We're going to draw a foul here, or a whistle. Pull it back out as we hit the 2-minute mark.
Cassidy Loftman has really had to do a lot herself tonight. It almost seems like there's several of her on the field. She's taking draws, she's critical on defense, and she's doing a lot of the work herself on offense. And so figuring out what other teammates can get involved and help her out.
Right on schedule.
But she doesn't necessarily need it, though.
It's Loftman. Boy, shake and bake there. Had a few defenders to deal with, able to backpedal and then hit the gas going to her right. Blazing shot. Second goal, a much-needed goal. It ends the Warrior run at 7 unanswered, and it brings Hanover back within 3 as the Warrior lead is now 8-5.
So as Loftman was scoring, I was saying, what teammates can help her out. The way that Lexi Fox and Casey Wilkinson, her other attackers, they cleared through for her and created the space. That is a form of helping Loftman. So, you can either cut and be open on the inside or clear a lane with intent and take your defender with you. They gave Loftman that space to dodge.
Ball goes skyward off the draw, and there's Loftman again. Hanover has it. Final 100 seconds until halftime. The second quarter that has been dominated by Winnacunnet. Hanover, however, with a chance for back-to-back goals here. Maybe take some of that momentum with them into the locker room. Certainly trying to make the game tighter on the scoreboard here. Final minute 15. 3 Bears now behind the cage.
Yeah, Hanover looks like they're wanting to set up some type of isolation with stacking players behind.
We saw that, I think, on one trip back in the first quarter.
Yep. Looks like one of their go-to sets here. They trust their Dodgers, and they want to give them the space to do so. They've come at us with several different offensive sets, which is credit to their coaching team, and they trust their team to execute.
Coach Martin watching at the bottom of the bench, almost down by the 15-yard line. Their team's playing the clock perhaps as well. 35 seconds. Now we see a green light. We see a shot, and we see a score. Pretty take there by Maeve Bradley. She scored the game's opening goal. Gets her second here in the final minute before halftime.
Bradley, given time and room, makes it happen. So they set up that isolation for her, but it was too much for the Warriors' defense to handle, even though they slid and they sent not one, but a second helper just a little bit too late. Bradley had enough space and power to make it happen.
A bouncer goes 5-hole. 8-6 back-to-back goals for Hanover on the heels of 7 straight from Winnacunnet. It's been a wild second quarter. 32 seconds to play until halftime. Perhaps time enough for one more. Loftman against Emery. Loftman takes the bounce knee high, and here she comes left to right. Being hounded from behind, the junior able to avoid the turnover, and we're down to 20 seconds. Back up top, Loftman gets it back, given room. Surveys, passes to her right. Ready is Sally Goffin, and Goffin draws a whistle that'll stop the clock with inside of 8 seconds to go. And this one is against Hanover.
Yeah, the officials look like they have offsetting calls here.
Okay.
So a charge on Sally Gahn and maybe an extension of the arms against the Winnacunnet defender. Yep, so they're signaling for the offsetting, so that means that Hanover has the first alternating possession. If offsetting fouls were to be called again, Winnacunnet would be awarded possession.
So one final take on the way, but good defense here by Winnacunnet. That ball ends up with Loftman, but she runs out of time, and we head to halftime. A big second quarter for Winnacunnet, and the defending champs have an 8-6 lead over Hanover at halftime. Fun one to call. Second half could be just as wild as the first. We'll talk about it in a moment with stats, highlights, full recaps, and a look back at the Division I state championship between Portsmouth and Salhegan. All that coming up next. You are watching coverage of the 2026 NHIAA Girls Lacrosse Division II State Championship game right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The Tomahawks prepare players to compete at the highest level, providing access to the best regional and national tournaments for maximum exposure. More than 1,000 alumni have gone on to compete at the collegiate level, including the ACC, Big Ten, Big East, Ivy, Patriot, NESCAC, NE10, and more. At the New Hampshire Tomahawks, players train with the same coaches and teammates, building elite skill, chemistry, leadership, and confidence. Every session combines high-level, position-specific instruction for all positions. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18 with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another lacrosse program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18, and spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Start of the second half here in Exeter. Winnacunnet leading Hanover by a score of 8-6 in this 2026 NHIAA Girls Lacrosse Division II State Championship game. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron with you from Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. We're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network. Really, it's a tale of two quarters in that first half. Hanover, 4 goals, a 4-1 lead after the first quarter. 4 different goal scorers for the Bears. And then Winnacunnet, Kristen reeled off 7 straight. At one point, Hanover scored 2 in the last 2 minutes to make it a 2-goal game, but nonetheless, that second quarter belonged to the defending champion Winnacunnet Warriors.
Hanover had about the best start that you can, stringing together those 4 goals and really playing team lacrosse. But Winnacunnet was not faced. They woke up in the second quarter. They settled into the game, and they went on a run that could really determine the trajectory of this game.
Bears win the face-off. Hanover unofficially with a 10-7 edge in the draw circle. We'll work right to left here in this third quarter. Lights are on and are absolutely necessary at this point. Just about sundown here as we cross the bottom of the 8 o'clock hour locally. Big crowd on hand here at Bill Ball Stadium as we get a whistle. And a violation here against the defense. Could lead to a free position shot here. It's Maeve Bradley. 2 goals for Bradley in that first half, including the opening goal of the game. Bradley, one of 10 juniors, no seniors on this Hanover team.
Bradley was smooth with her move to draw that shooting space call. That defender was in her shooting lane. And then she makes another good decision to pull that out when she doesn't have it. That is a high IQ play, not forcing it and making sure that she doesn't take an opportunity that's not guaranteed.
Pass in traffic and a beautiful save, a gliding stop by Lyford. Just a second save for the sophomore, but that one got a rise out of the Warrior fans.
The Warrior fans, they showed up and showed out. They've got a really impressive student section that is high energy tonight.
They call that a blackout. A lot of black shirts, black apparel. And they're hanging over the fence at the bottom of the bleachers right behind the Warrior bench. Meanwhile, Lyford looking for options here as the goaltender has had the ball now for several seconds, nearly 30, as we cross 2 minutes gone by, third quarter.
Hanover's really locking off in this clear, denying anyone the chance to get this ball, but there's no clock for clearing the ball, so there's no shot clock and no time to clear, so they have the time.
Arlington is open. 2-on-1. Arlington down the middle. Stripped. And we get a whistle. Good defensive effort there by Sally Gahn to prevent the shot. But contact made, and now a free position shot on the way for Winnacunnet.
What ends up being a clear, a little bit overthrown from Lyford results in a free position, but then looks like she went early.
Yep. The trail official, Gary Wong, right on it. Meanwhile, Gahn is triple teamed and again gets help from the official. And Loftman will take over and jog across midfield. Hanover has it. Hoping to strike first here in the second half. Cut the Warrior lead in half with a goal. Just over 3 minutes gone by third quarter. Coach McKenzie roaming the Winnacunnet sideline. Trying to coach up the defense. Loftman down the middle. Whistle. And another free position shot coming.
Hanover has had success with those isolations, so either taking it straight to the cage or drawing a foul that's going to put Laughlin on the 8.
Here she comes. Shot and score. Went flying after the release. Didn't matter. Able to beat Lyford top shelf. Meanwhile, Hanover, dating back to the closing moments of the first half, they've strung together now 3 straight and are back within 1 at 8-7.
It's a game of runs. Cassidy Loftman with a big goal. She really physical game so far. She handles the contact well. She pops right back up, and she's going to head right back to the draw circle and say, let's do it again.
Yeah. So Loftman with a hat trick. 2 of those 3 goals coming on a free position shot for the junior. 8-7. Looked like for a moment late in that first half, after Winnacunnet scored 7 unanswered goals, that the defending champs were going to roll here. Not so fast. Hanover, again, 3 straight of their own. They win another another draw where they've had the advantage. And now look to build some real momentum here. A chance to tie the game with 4 minutes gone by in this third quarter.
Yeah, Hanover, they have done some things consistently throughout the game, which is figure out ground balls, do their isolations really well on offense, and then pack it in on defense.
Call goes against Collins. However, Olivia Needham's pass is knocked down. Loftman takes over in the middle and is crunched, drawing the attention of the officials. It's got fans on both sides of the aisle amped up. Free position shot coming for Loftman, who has already scored twice in this scenario. Chance to tie the game here. Nearly 5 minutes gone by, third quarter. Here comes the junior. Down the middle. Shot. Score. Again, able to wait until the right time to release there. Goal number 4 for Loftman. We're back to square one, tied at 8.
Loftman is so quick off the line that she's able to get underneath Taylor Burness to fight for that inside and really have a one-on-one there with Lyford. That's just near impossible to stop if you're a goalie. Really, I think it might have been Irish Chestnut who caused that interception during the ride that caused turnover that put them back in a scoring position.
Both rides have been effective. Turnovers both ways in the clear game. That one costly for Winnacunnet. A game of runs is right. Hanover, 3 straight in the first quarter. Winnacunnet, 7 unanswered in the second. And bridging the second and third quarter is Hanover's run of now 4 unanswered. Warriors needed a win of some kind. They get it at the draw circle, and here comes Winnacunnet. Left to right, looking to settle in on the attack. The defending champs hoping to retake the lead.
See already on this offensive end. Winnacunnet just playing faster.
Rizzo. The assist there from Arlington. Rizzo has been a player to watch tonight. That's now goal number 4. And the Warriors are back out in front 9-8.
Yeah, Rizzo has been making it all happen. This time, instead of a righty goal, she puts the stick in her left hand, demonstrating her two-handedness. So she handles a tough pass, puts it in her left hand, and finishes low. And that is a goal that Winnacunnet needed. And right as they were scoring, I was saying, they're playing faster. You notice a difference. And so if they keep up that level of intensity through the rest of the game, that is the level they need to play at.
Sophomore hoping to provide a spark for the champs. I imagine it may be a busy summer for her as well.
Most definitely.
This one skyward, and it's Loftman. Full speed ahead for the junior. Pass taken now on the right wing, and they're going to slow it to a crawl here as Hanover. It's to tie the game as we move toward the midway point third quarter. 2 players behind the cage for the Bears. Seen a lot of isolation at times, to your point here from Hanover. Seeing it, I think, again here. Higgins, nowhere to go. Good defensive effort by Burness. Loftman takes over, runs into a slide. Helped out by Wilkinson, and now fed from behind the cage. Dropped out in front. We get a whistle.
So ball's going to stay with Winnacunnet. It was a crease violation on Hanover.
Now Lyford is going to leave the net. Now, what do you call this kind of a ride here? A 0? Nobody on the goaltender?
Yeah, they're just locking off.
Yeah.
That's it. They're denying any pass that they can. Trying to cause a turnover, and they're hanging low. So if I was Winnacunnet, they're all kind of on the same plane, which makes it really crowded and hard to do. So I think spreading out across the field can help in this situation. More screening, picking for each other, trying to get open.
Eventually, they find some space as Emery is going to jog inside the 30 here along the near sideline. We move toward 5 minutes to go third quarter. Winnacunnet hoping to double their lead out in front 9-8. Meanwhile, the communication has been strong by the Bears defense. You can hear it up here in the booth.
Winnacunnet going earlier again.
Emery off the screen, cashes in. That was a pretty off-ball pick. Emery comes off the shoulder, passes right there, and a left-handed shot puts Winnacunnet out in front 10-8.
Yeah, it seems that the Bears were caught ball watching a bit there. Is once Emery got to the inside, no one was really ready for her. You can see them. All of a sudden, the heads turn when she's in there, and they're just too late to it. So a good awareness play there by her. If you see a ponytail, that's when you cut. Someone's not watching you.
Meanwhile, first goal for L. Emery, who was played well tonight. Senior committed to Skidmore. 10-8 Warriors. Back and forth we go here in this third quarter. Reaching skyward, pulling that one away from her counterpart is Hannah Curtin. Good wing play there by the Warrior freshman. Another win in the circle for the Warriors as they look to ride the momentum and score what could be their third straight here coming up.
And this is where Hanover has to really lock in because they're playing a lot of defense over the last few minutes, and you can start to fatigue, not just physically but mentally, if paying attention, watching the ball, knowing what's going on, and communicating as well can suffer when you start to tire out at this later stage in the game.
Coach Martin trying to coach up the defense here. Her defense forces an errant pass. The ball ends up with the goaltender, and there's the stop that the Bears were hoping for. Now they'll look to clear. The freshman, Sally Gahn, is gone across the 50. Gahn trying to get inside of 2 defenders here. Ball pokes out, but we get a whistle.
Gone, another one of those freshmen trusted by Coach Martin. Gone and Higgins have been impact players on both ends of the field. Gone is typically a defender, can clear the ball well, and now she hangs out on the offensive end.
Bears a chance to cut the lead in half. Trailing 10-8. We approach 3 minutes to go. Third quarter. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron with you from Bill Ball Stadium in Exeter. Division II state championship. Warriors looking to go back-to-back. Hanover as the underdog, looking for their first title since 2016. Shot hit the post there from Collins. Collins in the mix, trying to hunt for the ground ball. We get a whistle, and this one goes with the Warriors.
Joya Collins there, similar move to what she did before. This time she gets underneath both defenders, but might have been plagued by two pipes there.
Yeah. You mentioned she scored on that same move back in the first half. One of several Bears to light the lamp tonight. Winnacunnet has been led by Ariana Rizzo, who has 3 goals. Loftman for Hanover has 4. Ball is out, and it's with the Warriors. Scooped up by Molly Houlihan, junior defender, who then has a little bit of trouble there on that far sideline. This one is turned back over to Hanover.
Oh, what was a beautiful caused turnover by Reese Gant for Winnacunnet. Just an unfortunate mistake there. Keeps the ball with Hanover. Gives them a chance to bring this game within 1.
Second try for the Bears. Final 100 seconds, third quarter. Kate Calderwood. Oh, no, not Calderwood. Lexi Fox. One of the freshman attackers for Hanover. Now back up top. This is Bradley. Bradley, good dodge to her right, draws the slide, runs out of room. $1:20 to go, third quarter.
Isabel Needham on defense for Winnacunnet, playing Cassidy Loftman a bit tighter now, trying to deny her the ball, not a face guard, but make it more difficult to get Loftman the ball.
Good defensive play there. The senior Reese Gant knocked down the pass, leads to a ground ball for the Warriors. Winnacunnet able to clear, but a double team forces a pass along the sideline, back into their own end. The freshman Curtin is open. Curtin recrosses midfield. And now it's swung far side for Fowler. Down to 40 seconds, third quarter. Winnacunnet looking for breathing room. Out in front, 10-8. Hit a 2-goal lead at halftime as well.
Not the most comfortable lead at this point in the game, so we'll see them continue to play at full speed.
Tough shot in traffic there. Fowler about 6 inches over the crossbar. Quick restart from behind the cage for Winnacunnet. Trying to hurry inside of 20 seconds. Shot jammed up. Good defensive read by Gone. And the ball still loose behind the cage. Final 10 seconds. Winnacunnet has it. Behind the net. Cycling around, Rizzo. Shot and score with 3 seconds remaining. How about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals for the sophomore Ariana Rizzo. Winnacunnet with an 11-8 lead as Rizzo celebrates with her teammates.
Ariana Rizzo with determination to get another goal for the Warriors before this quarter concludes. Behind the cage, she sizes up her defender and she says, I'm going to take it. And beats that defender top side and finishes it. And quite the celebration after she hits the ground.
Well, she's had reason to celebrate here. I'd imagine one of her better games, 5 goals through 3 quarters. And you can't ask for it in a bigger spot than the state championship. Only a sophomore as well. Clock going to run out, and that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. The defending champs got a 3-goal lead. Is it big enough? Or does Hanover complete the Cinderella story and come back in the fourth quarter? Season finale on the other side. 11-8 Hanover trails Winnacunnet after 3 quarters. You are watching the 2026 NHIAA Girls Lacrosse Division II State Championship game right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse, not just in the state, but in the country. For over 20 years, 95% of New Hampshire All-Americans have been Tomahawks. Looking to get recruited? Their directors help each athlete find the right college fit through individual guidance, strong relationships, and consistent communication with college coaches. The New Hampshire Tomahawks offer year-round training camps and leagues for ages 3 to 18, and spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Start of the fourth quarter here at Bill Ball Stadium in Exeter. Winnacunnet leading Hanover by a score of 11-8. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron with you. It's the 2026 NHIAA Girls Lacrosse Division II State Championship game here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network. Hanover tonight looking for their first state title since 2016. It's been a decade since the Bears captured the trophy. Winnacunnet, they did it last year, hoping for back-to-back titles if they can hang on to their 3-goal lead here with 12 minutes to play.
3-goal lead, but Hanover has shown us that they can string together a 3-goal run with ease. So this is really about who is going to give their all in the fourth quarter. I mean, both teams have had strong performances offensively and defensively. We haven't seen goalie play factor in too much during this game. Both teams scrapping in the draw control circle, but one of the things that I'll look to see is really good decision making on offense. When you're in a close game like this in the fourth quarter, the Bears could start to play a bit more frantic and just try to force it, whereas Winnacunnet, they can't play too safe. They've got to keep pushing because a 3-goal lead is nothing to be comfortable with.
It's been a game of runs. 3 in a row scored in the first quarter by Hanover. Winnacunnet answered with 7 straight in the second quarter. And then bridging the second and third quarters, Bears strung together another 4, and then that third quarter ended with 3 goals in the final 5 minutes by the Warriors. So here we are, 11-8. Hanover, who has had the advantage in the circle tonight, 13-10 unofficially, will have the first crack at it here in the fourth quarter. The Bears, the Cinderella story, the number 5 seed, a 10-6 regular season. They already slayed one giant in Timberlane in the semifinals, hoping to do the same thing to Winnacunnet here in the championship as Loftman is having a game to remember. That's her 5th goal. And it's a 2-score lead for Winnacunnet now at 11-9.
Loftman looking like a professional ball handler there. She switches left to right and demonstrating those stick skills that she has. The key there is that she really got Lyford moving. So with those subtle stick fakes, it freezes a goalie because they don't know where you're going to place it. So just a perfect finish there for Loftman.
5 goals for Loftman for Hanover, 5 on the other side for Ariana Rizzo of Winnacunnet.
One thing to note in this game is that it's been overall played very cleanly. So no yellow cards. We haven't seen any player up, player down situations. Refs have been calling a good game and players have been keeping it under control while still physical, just with that discipline.
Probably the toughest game to officiate is a championship game in any sport, I would imagine, right? In terms of the pressure, the physicality, the intensity, the energy. That's tough on the officials as well as the players.
It is, and all you can hope for is consistency. But fortunately, these refs are veterans within the state and on the tournament scene. They're ready for this moment.
Great defensive read there by Arlington, able to poke it away, come up with the steal, and now controlling out of her own end. As the Warriors cautiously look to clear, they're going to get the goaltender involved. A long pass is taken in overhead by Houlihan. Along the sideline, scooped up off the drop, it's Jacques. And now jogging to a stop is Fowler here on the near wing. So here comes Winnacunnet. They've got a 2-goal lead here. First 2 minutes here, fourth quarter. And as you said, one eye on the clock, but don't really take your foot much off the gas, right?
Yeah, you really can't. With only a 2-goal lead and Hanover able to score goals so quickly, you've got to make smart decisions, but you've got to still go to the cage.
Got contact here as Fowler was hit from 2 directions there, from 2 different defenders. Fowler, the Youngstown State commit, trying to get to the cage. More contact and another whistle.
Fowler now moves over to that hash left of center.
Fowler had a hat trick in the first half. Step down, saved by Fisher. The goaltender didn't blink. Makes the save to her right to keep it a 2-goal game.
That was a huge save by Fisher. Again, Fowler on that hash mark is not something I'd be excited about.
Meanwhile, the Warrior ride forces another turnover. It's starting to become a problem for the Bears.
It is, clearing the ball is one of the necessities. If you want to,
That one dropped up top by the freshman Curtin. Laughlin comes charging in, creates contact, and there's the turnover.
A lot of back and forth here. Things are changing quickly.
Got that fourth quarter energy here, 3 minutes in. And again, Hanover's got a chance to cut Winnacunnet's lead in half.
At this point in the game, fatigue has certainly started to set in. You see both of these teams don't make many substitutions, and they run their midfielders as two-way middies, which means they're playing both offense and defense. And so I'm sure by this point in the game, they've already logged several miles, 20 goals scored, a lot of back and forth, especially with the turnovers. They're starting to be tired, and so that has to factor in as well to your decision-making.
These two teams met less than 2 weeks ago. As we get a whistle here and a shooting space violation, is going to give a free position shot for Laughlin. In fact, less than 2 weeks ago, May the 27th, that was a 19-6 Winnacunnet victory over Hanover. So a lot can change in 2 weeks. We should be better or set up for a better finish tonight. Laughlin goes down, scores anyway, able to beat Lyford low, and we've got a 1-goal game again.
Cassidy Laughlin, if you didn't know, she is carrying this team. I mean, what an impressive performance for her. She makes the shot as she's falling to the turf. She's still able to get that release off. She takes maybe 5 or 6 steps before she's met with some contact from Burness, but just an impressive way that she's able to control her stick and get that ball shot off.
How about 6 goals?
Wow.
The Bears fans, they drove across the state to cheer on Hanover, banging on the aluminum bleachers here at Bill Ball Stadium, trying to fire up the Cinderella story. The number 5 seed trying to do it from behind here against the defending champs, and they're going to draw a whistle against the Warriors.
Those early entries have been killer both ways. Both teams, I think, just a little bit jittery stepping over that line before either the draw is set or possession is awarded.
So a chance to tie it.
Now, interestingly, Winnacunnet has not opted to face guard Cassidy Laughlin. They could try to take her out of the play, deny her the ball, but instead they're going to go with their man-to-man defense.
Similar to the in-game adjustment that Portsmouth made against Libby Kennedy.
Yes.
Of Souhegan in tonight's Division I state championship. By the way, congratulations to Portsmouth. They cap off an undefeated season with a victory over Souhegan, 10-6 the final there. That broadcast, of course, is on under our video section. Stop here by Lyford. The sophomore rises to the occasion there, makes the below-the-knee save to keep it a 1-goal game.
defenders were quick in there, and Taylor Burness got a piece of Bradley's stick, giving that kind of assist to Lyford, slowing that ball down before it made its way to her, making it for an easier save.
Meanwhile, we're nearing the midway point, fourth quarter. Lyford way out of the cage here. Sidearm pass taken by Rizzo down the middle, and now they've got numbers. Here comes Arlington. One more pass. No, a whistle. Was there a whistle? We had stoppage anyway. Yep. Violation there against the Bears defense. Winnacunnet set for the restart. Looked like some confusion down on the field and in the crowd.
Yeah, one of the rules changes that they've implemented in women's college lacrosse is a held whistle there. When you see a foul like that, they actually let the play continue.
Now they're going to tell Loftman to back away from Arlington here. The officials are going to stop the clock with an official timeout here to chat. 5:38 to play. That's Michael Crosby talking with Sarah Rack. Gary Wong, the third member of this experienced officiating crew.
Hearing some chatter in the crowd that they had wanted a shooting space call. Now, if we back up to that play, Addison McCurlane, she was right on the crease. She had the ball and was ready to score, but she was stopped by a whistle. So the officials are talking it over, determining what the call should be. Now, this is something we don't see very often, is we're having a meeting at the score table. We may be, actually, the official may be reading the rule book to determine what happens here.
Reminder, after the game, our coverage continues. A live look in at the award ceremony, where both the champion and runner-up will be recognized. Of course, we'll have the full recap, stats, highlights, analysis. So don't go anywhere after the game as the officials continue try to work through this clarification here. Been a fun game. Hanover got off to a fun start, a 4-1 lead in the first quarter, 4 different goal scorers. That's when Winnacunnet erupted, led by Ariana Rizzo. 7 straight in that second quarter. They held an 8-6 lead at halftime. Hanover's Cassidy Loftman has kept them in it tonight with 6 goals for Hanover. Tied the game early in the third quarter at 8. Another mini run by the Warriors closed out the frame, with Rizzo again out in front of the pack. Rizzo 5 goals tonight, her counterpart Loftman with 6. Warriors have been kept off the scoreboard here in the fourth quarter by this Bears defense. That has allowed Loftman in the attack to piece together 2 straight. And here we are, a 1-goal difference at 11-10. Everything on the line here. Winnacunnet looking for their second straight Division II state championship after a 15-3 regular season. Hanover, the dark horse, the number 5 seed, 10-6 during the regular season. They knocked off top seed Timberlane in a 1-goal thriller back on Saturday, hoping to do it from behind here tonight to win their first championship since 2016.
So we've been paused for about 2 minutes so far while the officials sort out what the call on the field was and how they're going to proceed. So either way, it's going to be Winnacunnet ball.
And I think now we are set for the restart. Fowler takes the pass, giving room up top, and around the horn it's going to go as the Warriors look for an insurance goal here. They go back door. Arlington strikes low, shot and score. Emily Arlington, a timely goal off a nice pass, makes it 12-10.
Arlington gets the goal that her team wanted a mere few minutes earlier when Addison McCurlane was on the crease ready to bury one in a fast break situation. Didn't matter. They didn't let the disruption get to them. They waited it out, waited for their opportunity. They give themselves a 2-goal lead.
12-10. Just over 5 minutes to play. First goal tonight for the sophomore midfielder, Emily Arlington. Coach McKenzie loving things on the Warriors sideline. He's calling for a timeout here, and he's going to get one. First timeout either way here in the second half. So the Warriors get the goal. Now they want to talk strategy here with a 2-goal lead on the board, 12-10.
2 goals, 5 minutes left. I mean, this is a situation that both teams have got to be excited about. If you're Winnacunnet, you've got the lead. You're feeling pretty good, but it's nothing to feel safe about. If you're Hanover, you're talking about what are we doing to get the ball and how are we going to score? Scoring has not been a problem for Cassidy Loftman this game. So really, if they can get the ball off the draw control, they know how to score. This draw control is really critical to determining where this game goes.
Draws have gone Hanover's way, by and large. I've got it unofficially. It's 16-11 favoring the Bears.
Winnacunnet,
go ahead.
They came out of that huddle pretty excited. That was one of the louder cheers that I've heard from them because they can taste it. You know, a second back-to-back championship is upon them. They can hold off the Bears for just another 5.5 minutes.
Speaking of repeat champions, congratulations to Portsmouth, the D1 champs yet again, a three-peat for the Clippers. They topped Sauhegan earlier tonight, 10-6. All right, the Hanover fans, they're stomping the bleachers again. Warriors a 2-goal lead. Out of the timeout, it's Loftman. Once again in the circle for Hanover. This one goes skyward. Arlington had it, lost it. Loftman picks it up, and here come the Bears left to right. Spin move at midfield by Bradley. Bradley now with room. Short pass, connects with Fox. Pass drop behind the cage. Wilkinson trying to scramble. Wilkinson trying to keep the defender at bay, does get a whistle. Bears avoid the turnover. We move inside of 5 minutes here, fourth quarter.
That was exactly the possession that Hanover needed. And now Winnacunnet, their defense has got to lock in.
Short pass, big collision. Loftman, who has hit the turf several times tonight, able to pop right back up. The junior showed a lot of grit tonight. And, of course, has led the way with 6 goals, a game high. A chance for 7 here. Charging, shooting, and scoring. A bouncer beats the goaltender low, and we've got a 1-goal game again at 12-11.
Loftman handles the contact there. That might have been the most physical play that I've seen the entire game, and if anything came close to warranting a yellow card this game, it was potentially that hit on Loftman that earned her that spot on the 8-meter. Again, she's quick off the line. She releases the ball. She's fast, she's strong, she's got good stick skills, really demonstrating how well-rounded of a player she is.
The footwork and the balance impressive as well. Again, just a junior, no seniors on this Hanover squad. Coach Martin should return the whole roster next year, including Loftman. Loftman has been the story, 7 of the 11 goals for Hanover. Coach Martin near midfield, clapping her hands, hoping her team can win this draw. Won't happen. Rizzo in the circle wins it for Winnacunnet. Coming up on 4 minutes to play. And now everybody's got one eye on the clock here. Bears defense going to come out a little further here as the Warriors look to kill a little bit of clock.
Yeah, they're pulled out far. Again, they won't be trying to kill the next nearly 4 minutes, but certainly those smart decisions that we talked about at the top of the fourth quarter, this is the time to make your best decision. Thinking about possession first, goals second.
So far, so good if you're Winnacunnet. They've taken now 30 seconds off the clock, 3.5 to play.
Hanover defenders at the top of the 8 have their head on the swivel. And now Winnacunnet, where they've been dangerous with this isolation, with cuts coming off the stack, again, requires high attention from the defenders, keeping their head on a swivel, meaning eye on the ball, eye on their player that they're defending.
Rizzo trying to split dodge as she turns the corner from the eye in the cage. It's stripped, and it ends up with the Hanover goaltender, Rainey Fisher. Bears get the stop they wanted, and now with inside of 3 minutes remaining, they've got a chance to tie this state championship game, but a turnover. Gone, who has been shorthanded tonight, betrayed by her stick there as the ball flies out. A key takeaway by Winnacunnet. However, this one is now back up for grabs, and here comes Wilkinson the other way for Hanover. Timeout, Coach Martin. Bears have possession, 2:34 remaining. And a chance again for the number 5 seed Hanover to tie this game late in the fourth quarter.
Coach Martin, who's in a great position to have 2 timeouts left with 2.5 minutes left in a 1-goal game. Really good idea by Coach there to call that timeout because her team has been rocky in the clear. So if you call that timeout, you have an opportunity to talk about what you're going to do, give the ball to your top ball handler, make sure that you can successfully get it into the offensive end, and then do what you do best.
It's been a fun night here at Bill Ball Stadium in Exeter. Nick Anastas, Kristen Cameron with you. 2 state championship games. Portsmouth, they topped Sauhegan in the D1 final. And, well, this one has stayed tight pretty much throughout. It's been a game of runs. Warriors led at halftime 8-6. Hanover briefly tied it at 8. Warriors went back in front to begin this fourth quarter by a score of 11-8, but Cassidy Loftman has kept her team in it, scoring 6 goals tonight for the Bears, including 3 so far in this fourth quarter. Winnacunnet's Ariana Rizzo has been a standout, 5 goals for the sophomore. So it's been a game of individual accomplishments, of course, great teamwork, and now we're going to see who's got the clutch gene, so to speak, as we head down the stretch with 2:34 to go.
So coming out of this timeout, we're going to see Casey Wilkinson from Hanover with the ball, swarmed by several Warriors who desperately want to get possession back and stop the Bears from tying this game up.
There's the clear. Collins. Pass. Gets behind the target, Higgins. We've got a scramble on that far sideline, and it's turned over to Winnacunnet. The fans who made the trip from Hampton Beach, they're loving it. Big student section behind the bench, hoping their team can cross the finish line here as we hit 2 minutes to play. There's the clear by Houlihan. Houlihan avoids the double team with a pass backwards. And now swimming upstream for Winnacunnet is Needham. Minute 40 to go. Final 100 seconds here in Exeter. Reminder, the medal ceremony and the championship celebration comes your way next. Double team, triple team, whistle, and a little contact there on the head is going to keep it with Winnacunnet.
These end-of-game scenarios are something that every team practices. What do you do if you have a couple minutes left and you either need to maintain possession or cause a turnover? And Hanover causes the turnover just like you write up.
Bradley with the takeaway, and then Bradley goes head over heels. Big collision, stick goes flying. It stays with Hanover. But that clock tick, 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 ticking down to 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Warriors trying to hold on to a 12-11 lead. Hanover, they've played from behind most of the way tonight, hoping to tie the game in the final minute of regulation. Warriors fans chanting defense. Down to 45 seconds. Lofman's been the leader. She wants the ball. Here she is. Backdoor pass knocked down. It's loose. Scooped up by Hanover. Pulled back out by Bradley. Goes over to Lofman. 35 seconds. Back for Bradley. Shot. Denied. Saved by Leifert. Ground ball near side with 25 seconds. Hanover still has it. Chestnut back out. Lofman on the wing. Nearly knocked down, and yep, we've got a violation against the defender who extended the stick with inside of 19 seconds remaining. Hanover's going to have it on the wing. Most likely, though, Kristen, too deep here for a shot.
Too deep for a shot, but Lofman is fast enough to run this one in and score. 18 seconds is still a ton of time to tie this game up.
Goes up top to Bradley instead. Bradley backdoor, knocked away and stolen. Foot race to midfield, and Winnacunnet is looking to run out the clock on their second straight Division II state champions. The Warriors get it done in a thriller. 12-11 is the final. A big defensive play by Taylor Burness seals the deal. And for the second year in a row, the championship trophy in Division II resides on the beach with the Winnacunnet Warriors.
Wow, Taylor Burness with the play of the season, coming up with that final interception following a critical save and an earlier play from Lyford. The Warriors defense carrying them to their second back-to-back state championship.
It's their 6th win in a row. Their 18th overall of the season. Congratulations to head coach Glenn McKenzie and his staff, guiding his team through really a competitive division this season. A lot of parity. Bit of a wild tournament, but in the end, it's the number 2 seed Winnacunnet with a 12-11 win over Hanover. They get the championship for the second straight season. Hanover, they see their Cinderella story come to an end. Still a lot to be proud of and a lot to look forward to. No seniors. Bears will bring everybody back, and I'd imagine that this group will be more committed than ever after falling just short here in the championship round.
They fell just short, but what is such a win is the improvement compared to the last time they matched up a mere 2 weeks ago.
Right.
To play this game, to hold a lead for part of the game, to come within 1 goal, just speaks to the will that this team had, the effort that the coaching staff put in to make those improvements in the last 2 weeks, and really the determination of Cassidy Lofman leading her team tonight.
You see the Warriors celebrating on the sideline. Hanover, they're getting their runner-up medals from head coach Sarah Martin. And again, a little more on this Hanover squad. 10 juniors, 2 sophomores, 6 freshmen. There's a lot of experience coming back, to your point, including in the net with Rainey Fisher. And on the attack, Cassidy Lofman's going to sleep well tonight after scoring 7 goals in defeat for Hanover. And on the other side for Winnacunnet, they say goodbye to 5 seniors, but still will bring back 5 juniors. 9 sophomores will become upperclassmen next year, and there's 3 freshmen on this year's roster as well. Of course, Ariana Rizzo was a standout. Should be a hot recruit this summer in the NCAA circles. Had 5 goals, spearheading the attack in what ended up being a 1-goal win for Winnacunnet, 12-11.
Winnacunnet was just a well-rounded team tonight. Despite a game of runs, there were some things that they did consistently throughout the entire game, which was play as a team. They scrapped for ground balls, they caused turnovers, they communicated really well, and then they moved the ball offensively, which allowed them to get multiple players into the scoring mix.
So, turn our attention for the final time down to midfield. There's the trophy, the hardware. It goes to Winnacunnet. And Kristen, having won a state championship in your high school career, what's it feel like to be a Warrior right now?
Oh, this is so fun. This is what you dream of when you start the season. It's the way that you want to send your seniors off. You know, these players are so close with their teammates, and regardless, win or lose, it's an emotional time as you say goodbye to some of your longtime teammates and friends who are heading off to start their next chapters. So this is no better way to finish your career than this, to celebrate with your team, your friends, your family. And how about this fan section that showed up?
Yeah, impressive. Dedicated. Both crowds tonight for the D1 championship and this Division II championship really showed the spirit. Everything classy as well, which is appreciated. So congratulations to Winnacunnet, a 12-11 victory over Hanover. They're the Division II girls lacrosse state champions. And of course, Portsmouth, they got it done as well earlier tonight with a victory over Stowhegan. Want to thank our friends and partners over at the NFHS Network, including Don Boyle and his staff. Another successful collaboration. Looking forward to more of the same here as we move further along this week. The folks here on the ground at Exeter, including the Morissette family. Athletic Director Kathy and her staff, my man Sherm Chester up here in the booth, and our friends over at Blue Hawk Media. We appreciate that relationship. And for our hardworking crew at Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, that includes dual videographers Kristen and Matt Beals, another bang-up job behind the lenses tonight. Of course, the whole thing was orchestrated once again flawlessly by the man behind the curtain, the wizard of replay, our director Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studios. The big man in the big chair is executive producer Steve Beals. Always keeping a guiding hand and one eye on us. We appreciate that. And for my partner, Kristen Cameron, another successful job. The pleasure was mine. And looking forward to next year as well. My name is Nick Anastas, saying so long. Final score, final time, Winnacunnet 12, Hanover 11. This has been a presentation of the 2026 NHIAA Girls Lacrosse Division II State Championship game. Right here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, broadcasted in conjunction with the NFHS Network.